Now, before Tesla owners get mad at me, I'm not saying these cars are expensive to own, because compared to a lot of gas vehicles, they honestly can still be way cheaper overall, especially long term. But the internet likes to act. Once you buy a Tesla, and suddenly all your car expenses just vanish. And that's just not reality, because once you actually live with one, you realize there's a lot of smaller costs that start adding up. And honestly, some of them are way more annoying than the actual money itself. I think one of the biggest misconceptions online is that charging a Tesla is basically free. And technically, yes, it could be. Charging at home can be extremely cheap, especially overnight. But that changes everything if you rely on superchargers. And I learned this the hard way, because when I went back to college, I didn't have any home charging. So now I was constantly planning around chargers, sitting at superchargers, checking battery percentages, figuring out where to charge next. And honestly, supercharging isn't as cheap as people think it is, especially now. Some superchargers are honestly pretty close to gas prices depending on where you live. And then there's hidden costs no one talks about, your time, because charging stops don't feel annoying at first. But after a while, sitting at the chargers late night starts getting a little old, especially when you're tired, busy, or you just want to go home. And I think that within itself is such a hidden cost. Not just money, but adapting your lifestyle around battery percentage. The second thing that shocked me was tires, because no one prepares you how quickly Teslas can eat through them. And honestly, it does make sense. These cars are heavy, insanely quick, and full instant torque, which is basically the best combination for destroying tires, especially if you enjoy accelerating all the time. And trust me, almost every Tesla owner goes through this phase. You get addicted to the acceleration, every red light becomes a launch, and suddenly your tires are disappearing way faster than expected. Good tires for Teslas aren't cheap either, especially on performance models. So while you might be saving money on oil changes, you'll probably spend more on tires than you originally expected. This hidden cost probably surprised me the most: insurance. Because before buying the car, I heard people say Tesla insurance was expensive, but I didn't realize how expensive it could get, especially if you're younger, a male, living in certain cities, and if you're financing the car. And honestly, there are people that place an order for a Tesla and then cancel that delivery once they realize the insurance quotes. So I recommend just going through your insurance first and seeing how much it's going to cost, and if you're willing to pay that amount. And it's not that the car itself is very expensive. A lot of it just comes down to repair cost, labor, parts, Tesla specific repairs. And this is one of the things you don't fully think about until the monthly payment hits. Another thing no one really talks about is how bare bones Teslas actually are sometimes, especially for the price. So now you start buying floor mats, screen protectors, storage organizers, mud flaps, charging accessories, tints, wraps, console trays. And individually, none of these really feel that expensive, but slowly you realize you spent hundreds, if not thousands, customizing your car, especially tint or wraps. Because once summer hits, you quickly realize why Tesla owners tint everything. And there's another side of it. Once you start customizing your car, it becomes a little addicting. This is one that catches a lot of new owners off guard: registration fees. Because many states are now adding EV fees, basically because EV owners don't have to pay the gas tax anymore. So now states are trying to recover that money through yearly registration costs. And depending on where you live, this could surprisingly get very expensive very quick, especially because most people just don't hear about this before buying the car. Then suddenly renewal time comes around and you're hit with an EV fee you were not expecting. And honestly, this one might be the worst hidden cost emotionally: depreciation. Because Tesla changes prices constant. One month your car feels like a great deal, then suddenly Tesla drops prices, and now the market value shifts overnight. And if you're financing, this just kind of messes with your head, especially when you see other people buying the same car you had for cheaper. Because unlike traditional companies, Tesla treats pricing almost like tech products. And I recommend one thing before you buy: make sure that you're happy with the price it's at, because if it does drop, you won't be complaining. But honestly, despite all these hidden costs, I still understand why people still love these cars. Because once you live with a Tesla long enough, you start realizing that the experience itself is what people attach to: the software, the simplicity, the smoothness, the instant torque, the UI, FSD. Overall, a very futuristic feeling. And suddenly, normal cars just start feeling outdated, which doesn't really make sense until you own one. So no, Tesla ownership isn't completely free like the internet wants to make it sound like. There are hidden costs, some financial, some mental, some lifestyle related. But honestly, I think most owners still tell you the same thing. Despite all the annoying stuff, they will still buy another one. So if you guys like this type of content and want to help me grow a community around Teslas, please give this video a like, subscribe, comment down below your experiences, your hidden cost. And if you're in the market for a new Tesla, my referral link is down in the description below. And besides that, you guys have a blessed day.